What's up, y'all? We are back. Episode 12 of Baddies South. We are getting to the end of this season, and this episode was pretty good. I'll give it to him this time. This one wasn't boring. Certain scenes were dragged out as usual, but I would say we got a decent amount of content, a decent amount of things to talk about. So, much better episode than last week. But as always, thank y'all again so much for rocking with me. As always, thumbs up the video, drop them comments down below. I know a lot of y'all have opposing opinions in regards to mine, which is okay. I don't care. I mean, like, I might not agree with what you're saying, you might not agree with what I'm saying, but I appreciate you dropping it down there and we can have the conversation. Just don't take it too personal, because, like, my opinions are my opinions, your opinions are your opinions. You can have your opinions. You might challenge mine, you might make me change my opinion eventually, or you just might not. But that's okay. Drop them comments, because a lot of y'all was not too happy with me talking about Slim, but, like, that's just my opinion and that's just the way I feel. And you're entitled to feel the way that you feel. But, yeah, like I said, drop the comments, let me know what y'all think about the episode, and let's go. So we get back, the first scene is basically the kind of aftermath, the ending, the catch up of Rock getting arrested. So, I mean, all the girls are outside, and then they ended up migrating back into the hotel, but they're all outside, they're all sad. Jayla was saying that she was sad because when Rock got arrested, she felt like that was her little sister and she couldn't do anything about it, because, like, they were just literally on top of her, putting her in there, and she's like, she felt helpless. She felt like she couldn't help Rock, and everybody was upset. Just everybody in general, they all seemed like they were a little bothered by it. So, Sway also said too that she felt like Rock should have handled her responsibilities instead of running from him, which I'm like, yeah. In the moment, it sounded like it kind of was petty, but I'm like, no, you're right though, because, like, in the grand scheme of things, when you know if something is going on that you are not addressing, you need to, especially when it's legal and it's something that could literally be detrimental, you do need to go ahead and handle that shit, especially if you know it's true. So when she said that, I was like, yeah, you're right. But hold on, my dad's calling me. Dad, I'm gonna call you back. I'm filming this review.
Yeah, okay.
Bye. But yeah, she was saying, like, handle your responsibilities and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you need to. But she was saying too that she said even after saying all of that, she still feels bad and she hated seeing her that way, because she didn't want to wish that. She didn't want to wish anything like that on anybody, even the people that she has disagreements with. And this is why I say I like Persuasion, because she keeps it real on the show. Regardless if she does stuff that may not be ideal, she doesn't lose herself in the show. You can tell she's being genuinely Persuasion. Like, that's her. But then we get another scene and they're basically on the bus and they're basically recapping everything that happened. Jayla says that they were in a restaurant, and when she was in the restaurant, she said that, like, she kind of had her back turned, and there was some commotion going on, and then she turned around and some girl said that some girl got arrested, and then she turns around and looks and realizes that it was Rock. So she said that she ran out of the restaurant and saw that happening, and every girl on the bus was saying that they were aggressive, talking about the police officers. They were aggressive with their hands, and they had their hands on their handguns, and they snuck up on her and kind of just throwing blankets over her and just being super aggressive. And I'm not shocked. Like, that's very much the police. That's just how they are, especially nowadays. But it's just more clear certain things when it comes to just black people in general. Regardless of the severity of the incident, they're always gonna take it to an extreme level when it comes to black people and just us in general. But they didn't like that. I'm sure I wouldn't have liked it if I saw it either. So they all were on the same page with that. Everybody's on the same page, just basically saying they're upset for her because they know it's scary. It's something scary when you're literally being kind of pummeled in a way and you don't know what the hell could happen. With these cops nowadays, you don't know if you're going to breathe another breath, like, by the time you even get in the car, if you do get to it. But they all were upset about that. Slim was saying that it was fucked up. And it's funny too, because a lot of y'all were saying too that y'all feel like Slim might have called the cops. And I was like, you know what? That would not shock me if she did. Like, it would not shock me. But she seemed in the moment to be genuine about saying that it was fucked up. But who knows? Who really knows? We ain't get no confession about it. But Jayla's saying that she cried too because Rock was crying for her in the car, like crying, like screaming for Jayla. And you can tell they got a real bond. And like a lot of people saying that they feel like Jayla might be latching on to Krishan or whatever because of Krishan's notoriety. But no, you can tell they just genuinely connect and they just genuinely like each other. And I feel that. But they ended up talking about how they're going to the next city. So that's where they're going. And they're going to Houston, Texas. Houston, I ain't never been to Houston. I really want to go to Houston because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know and have heard Houston be jumping. Like Houston, I've heard so many good things about Houston. But they ended up getting to Houston. This is the last city and the last stop on the Baddies South tour. They get to the house, and Jayla's saying this is the house. Her and Sway both notice and know about this house. Because Jayla, she ain't from Houston, but she grew up in Houston. Well, I don't even say she grew up in Houston, but she lived in Houston for a period of time. And Sway, I don't think she's from Houston, but she's definitely from Texas. So they both know of this house, and they're saying that this house is considered the haunted house in 3rd Ward. So they're basically saying it's a mansion, but on the outside it looks like it could be kind of haunted and got some spirits in it. And once I got inside, you can tell, yeah, I can see why they're saying that because it does look a little creepy from the inside. So they end up getting in there looking for their rooms, and as this is happening, I'm like, let's see if Rolly and Slim actually get a good room. And sure enough, they actually got their own rooms. Everybody had their own rooms. Everybody had pretty decent looking rooms. I would say everybody's room for the most part looked decent. I would say Jayla got the best one because she got a balcony and she got a terrace. So it looked pretty nice. The next scene we get Sway, Ann, and Bree. They out on the terrace. I guess I'm assuming this is the one that is outside of Jayla's room. And they smoking and they basically talking about the Rolly and Natalie fight because Ann and Sway weren't down there whenever they were fighting, so they didn't really get to see what happened. So Bree was trying to kind of just getting them up to speed and whatnot. So she basically saying that Rolly and Slim, she wanted them to be there, so she contacted them to get there, as we know, and basically said the whole fight started out. Well, it really wasn't even a fight for these two, which was Rolly and Scotty. She said they kind of like were talking about their issues and whatnot, but kind of just let it be known they ain't trying to fight. Like they don't want it to go there. But then she said Natalie ended up getting into it and dishing her shit with Rolly, and that's how they ended up fighting. And Ann was saying that after Rolly had knocked the Mario coins out of her head, she was like, I'm done fighting. And it's funny because we know that because we have not really heard. And since that fight, Ann has just been, I ain't gonna say she's background noise, she's just been giving us the funny parts, the funny scenes, the comic relief. Ann ain't been in no drama since then. Like Ann just been chilling. But it was funny too because Sway was saying that she was scared. She was scared. Where am I at? Did I just lose my train of thought? I said Sway said that she is scared because of okay, yeah, they was just talking about the rest of this stuff. She was saying that she was scared because Sidney had showed up the last time, and she's expecting her to show up again. And Ann was saying that Sidney had DM'd her asking her where they was gonna be at, and she would give her money if she told Sidney where they were, aka so Sidney could come. So Sidney, as we all know, Sidney is very much a clout chaser, and she wants to be on TV. She wants to be a bad girl. So her not being on the cast is bothersome to her, and she's gonna try and find a way to push herself in there. So they're basically saying too, Sway was saying like no matter what the beef is between the girls in the house or on the show, regardless if they got beef with each other, if somebody else on the outside, an op comes in, they gonna have each other's back, and that's what you would expect. And that's kind of how like the show was back in the day. Like you remember like the earlier seasons, like the seasons with if you ask me who's the best fighter from Bad Girls Club, Ty season 1, she got this whole thing locked up. Like she fight like a whole nigga. And I'm saying like from her seasons, like Natalie's seasons, Tanisha's seasons, the season 5, the one when they were in Miami, they would fight together. Like anybody would get out to clubs and whatnot, anybody touch anybody, they would fight. Natalie even did that shit. Like Natalie, I be saying sometimes that Natalie's a punk, but you sit and think back about it, like especially back in season 4. Season 4, she would fight for her roommates even if she didn't like them. Like I'm vividly remembering that one fight that she had with that white girl who got punched in the club, and then Natalie was swinging on the girl too. And I was like, yeah, Natalie. Back in the day, she would get in there if she needed to get in there. But that's basically what she was saying. I just went all the way in a tangent. I'm sorry. Because I don't be trying to be on here talking forever. But they ended up talking about they're going to be going to Anthony's party later on. And then they're going to go to a strip club because Sway was like, I don't want y'all getting too drunk because we're going to go to a strip club after. So then the next thing we got Scotty and Slim, they on the balcony, and they're basically doing the same thing, just rehashing the fight and whatnot. Slim said that Rolly's the queen and Natalie's the queen too, so them two getting into it, she kind of saw happening. She said she was confused as to why Krishan came up to her. She said she felt like Krishan was doing it for TV. Scotty said that she just felt like it was built up animosity that she just wanted to get out. I tend to believe more of what Scotty was saying. Because Rock the type, she gonna fight. And if she got something on her mind, she's just gonna fight. Like, that's just what she gonna do. The next scene we got Jayla, she's FaceTiming Rock. Rock finally got out of jail. Blueface bailed her out. They just catching up and whatnot. Rock is saying that she gonna eat and then come to Houston. And Jayla was saying that she wasn't gonna tell nobody that she was coming to Houston. So I guess Jayla wants it to be a surprise. The next scene we get Natalie and Rolly. They're both sitting down and both are upset that they even fought. They basically saying that it shouldn't have happened. They both came to the conclusion that they was fighting over something that wasn't even their beef, which is what a lot of y'all was saying too. And it's like, yeah, like, be grown about it. But they were being grown in this instance where they both kind of like were saying that they both were in the wrong. They shouldn't have done it. And they both talking about their hands hurting and stuff. Rolly got a splint on her finger. And Natalie saying her hands hurting. But I was like, Natalie, what's your hand hurting for? Because you didn't swing. And if you did swing, you didn't connect anything. I didn't see her swing not one time. Rolly, I can see why, because Rolly was knocking her head. She was knocking her head in, so I can see why Rolly did. But they both were laughing and joking and whatnot, so they're excited about just kind of finishing out the rest of the journey. The next scene we get Jayla. Jayla, this scene right here was one that really, this is probably the realest scene I've seen this season. I would say of Zeus, but I was thinking back to that Bad Boys when Kurt Franklin's son, I can't think of his name, and Gutta, when they had that little moment where he was just talking about the whole relationship with Kurt Franklin. That seemed like a very real scene, but this right here felt real to me. Because I'm big on energy. Like, I'm very big on energy, like, especially like positive energy, bringing and being in positive spaces where the energy is positive and you can tell it's positive. I'm very big on that. So this right here, I ain't gonna say it touched me, but it definitely resonated with me. She was saging the house and saging the girls, and once she got to Sway, this is when I was like, okay. Jayla immediately got emotional when she got to Sway as she was saging her, and she was saying your energy is so strong, and she said, I just feel like I want to give you a hug because I feel like you have all this anger bottled up inside of you that you just need to release. And Sway started crying too. And I'm saying Sway, and I feel funny saying it. Y'all be saying the same thing. Why you be saying Sway? Persuasion, she started crying too because she knows it's true. She said it too. She was like, a lot of people always tell her, like, you got a lot of pent up anger due to all the stuff that you've been through. And I'm like, I can feel that too. Like, I can feel it. Because, I mean, I feel like a lot of us have a lot of pent up anger and a pent up stress and just a lot of feelings that we've carried throughout just journeys in life. There's a lot of shit people go through and you still hold on to that. And Jayla said she felt like she needed to hug her to get her to release that stuff. And it was a good moment. And Rolly was saying she was looking for tears and she couldn't find any because she thought it was a real moment. She said if she felt like it was a real moment, she didn't see any tears. And I was like, I saw some tears. Maybe it's just because of where Rolly was standing. But I saw some tears and Jayla's nose was red. And whenever if I cry, my nose will get red. But it was a genuine moment. To me, it felt like a genuine moment. But then the next thing we get Natalie. She's calling the house meeting. They all go out to the terrace. They're talking about it's the last city. You know how they do. The whole same speech. We're going to go fuck this city up, yada, yada, yada. But they all were in the same headspace where they all just want to finish the season and finish the city positively. They just kind of recapped everything that happened, all the fights, all this bullshit that was going on, what their favorite cities were. Everybody said New Orleans. But yeah, they just want to put the drama to the side and enjoy the last city, go out, have fun and whatnot. So they ended up getting on the bus. They was going out. Natalie's telling them that Darrell's going to be there. Jonathan's my boy. I like Jonathan. Jonathan got them hooks. Jonathan can fight. Like, him on Bad Boys, that was funny, but he was only on there he was too short. Like, he should have been there from the beginning, but Curtis is going to be there. Anthony's going to be there because he's throwing the party, and Gutta's going to be there. So Jayla was basically saying that she wishes that Rock was there. Natalie had her little moment of trying to be shady, which is why I say, Natalie, stop with the negativity. Because Natalie can bring that shady, negative energy, just stirring the pot, saying that it's mom's night out because Jayla ain't got to babysit Rock. And Jayla was looking at her like, stop. Like, we ain't trying to do this right now. But they all get out there to the event. It looked like it was a day party, a day club. They all get there and they're partying and stuff. Yodela's there for One More Chance. Biggie, one of the sisters, the bigger one, she was there. The shit looked lit. This is the first time I've seen something on here that really looked lit. And it was cool. But they all having fun. The bad boys is there. So they all dancing and whatnot, drinking and whatnot. Gutta gets there and Gutta is about to perform. And of course, as he's about to perform, in comes Sidney. Sidney gets on that mic. She's talking shit. The bouncers and the bad boys and the bad girls, they all come up there snatching the mic and shit. And they all going off throwing drinks on her and whatnot. So that's where it ended. Obviously, you know they're going to put a cliffhanger in there. And we're going to see the aftermath next week, which is looking like we're going to see Sway beating that ass and getting her big one because she done got her ass beat all season. Look like she's going to get hers on Sidney. And then they're going to talk about that, the rest of that episode. And then it looks like they're going to the strip club. And it looks like, I think Rock came back. And I guess they're going to finish up the season next week. But I'm excited for the reunion. I don't know if they filmed it yet. I know they're going to do it because I've seen a lot of it being talked about on social media. But I'm very excited about that. Let me know what y'all thought about that. Who do y'all think is going to fight at the reunion? I feel like I've had a conversation with somebody in the comments, I think last week. I feel like a lot of them, because it seems like right now they're on a kumbaya type of deal, but it seems like a lot of them now are seeing this, watching this back, seeing that Natalie's the problem. And I watched Rolly's interview with, what is her name? Rocky. Saw her interview with her, and she was basically saying that she's cool with everybody except for Natalie. So I'm very intrigued to see how that's going to go down. I know Jayla, I don't know if they're still beefing. We'll see what happens there. Slim, like I said, Slim is a +1 to Rolly, so whoever's beef Rolly got, I'm pretty sure Slim gonna try and beef with him too. But I think that's it. But just let me know who y'all think is probably gonna beef at the reunion. Drop that down below. Drop down what y'all think about the episode. Yeah, thumbs up the video, drop the comments down below. Follow my socials, that's gonna be there as well. Yeah, we getting to the end of the season. And if you like other reality shows, my crew from last year, we're gonna be reviewing Dancing with the Stars next season, well this season, which is coming in a couple weeks. If you wanna stay with me then, I'm doing that. I'm just trying to keep myself producing content because it's crazy that we're already in August. And I feel like, because January I started back filming more regularly. It's crazy that we're already in August. Getting ready to be September. Crazy. But yeah, enough of me rambling. See y'all next week. Drop in comments and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.